Here's what the Matrix missed. You don't just live in a simulation, existing without purpose. Rather, you're a character in a video game where the designer needs you to win. But even with the skills I mastered to defend my PhD in astrophysics at 25 years old, I used to feel like I was just going through the motions, collecting reward points that didn't actually matter. Here's what most don't realize. Simulation theory ignores the Torah's Kabbalistic physics. God did not trap you here. He's desperately hoping that you take control. And the key to finding meaning in your life's purpose is hidden in that glowing Hebrew code in the thumbnail. I'm Dr. Yosef Wolf, and my mission is to guide seekers of truth toward tranquility by revealing how the physical is rooted in the spiritual. You've probably watched the 1999 blockbuster hit, The Matrix. Maybe you've stumbled across simulation theory. That's the idea that reality is a computer program designed by some indifferent intelligence. And if you're honest, part of you wonders if it's true. Because some days, life feels just like that. Scripted, hollow, like your choices don't change anything. That feeling has a name, existential dread. And no amount of red pills will fix it. I felt it too, standing under the stars one night, knowing the physics of every photon hitting my eyes, yet completely disconnected from any meaning behind it. If we're just code running on some cosmic server, why does anything matter? But then I found a glitch in simulation theory. 2010, University of Colorado, atmospheric scientist Carl Drews stares at his simulation parameters, skeptical. He's about to model something most colleagues would laugh at, the parting of an ancient sea. His collaborator double checks the inputs. 63 mile per hour wind, sustained for 12 hours. They hit run. The render completes. Drews leans forward. 6 feet of water parts for 2 miles. His model matched the conditions of one verse. God drove the sea with a strong east wind all night. Science didn't debunk the miracle, it reverse engineered it. But here's the question that kept me up that night. If the mechanism is just wind and water, where's God in the equation? Was this proof of the divine or proof that we do not need him? If you want to be the first to receive inspiring insights going into my new Torah and Science book titled Before the Big Bang, sign up for my free newsletter. The link is in the pinned comment under the subscribe button. The reason I'm telling you this is because the answer changes everything. Here are the 3 clues. Clue number 1, the hidden name. Kabbalah teaches that God primarily operates through 2 names, Havayah representing transcendence and Elokim representing nature itself. Here's the precision point. The numerical value for Elokim, 86. The same as Hateva, Hebrew for nature. This isn't coincidence, it's source code. The physical world is not separate from God. It's God's Elokim mode. This interface makes the spiritual playable. When the sea split, Havayah operated through Elokim. The wind was the render, but the wind answered to something deeper. Drews thought he had found a natural explanation for the splitting of the sea. What he actually found was the physics of how God moves through nature. The mechanism doesn't replace the programmer, it reveals how he codes. So, if nature is just God's interface, why did he build the game this way? Today's video is sponsored by Y&A Impact Windows and Doors, who personally installed the windows and front door in my own home. The best time to prepare for hurricane is before the storm. Y&A specializes in high-end window and door installation at wholesale prices, where customer satisfaction is their top priority. Florida residents should call or text Yosef Rutman at 561-502-0450 for a free estimate, or scan the QR code on the screen. Mention that I sent you. You will not be disappointed with their quality or their price. Clue number 2, the designer's desire. The Midrash reveals something radical. Hashem desires a dwelling place specifically in the lowest realm. Not despite the concealment, because of it. The Tanya explains, this physical world where God's light is hidden is that lowest realm. Our mitzvah performance builds his dwelling. But the Lubavitcher Rebbe takes it further. This desire comes from Hashem's essence itself. God wanted a meaningful relationship with beings who could choose him freely. Think about that. An infinite creator designed a reality where his presence is hidden. specifically so your choices would matter. That's not a cold simulation, that's a love story encoded in physics. This was the answer I couldn't find when deriving my own galactic dynamics equation. The universe wasn't indifferent. The concealment was the design. That emptiness I felt, that was the space God left so my choices could mean something. But if free choice requires concealment, how do we break through the interface? Clue number 3, the moment the screen flickered. Back to the sea. 3 million people stand on the shore. They can hear Egyptian chariots thundering behind them. Feel the ground trembling beneath their feet. Before them, a wall of water that has never parted for anyone in history. Every survival instinct screams, this is where we die. Moshe raises his staff. The wind begins, but the water does not part instantly. It takes hours, and during that long night, someone had to step in. The Midrash records that Nachshon ben Amminadab walked into the water until it reached his nostrils. Only then did the sea split, and then they all walked through. The Torah says they believed in Hashem and in Moshe, his servant. Wait, they already left Egypt. They saw the plagues. Why emphasize belief now? Because crossing the sea wasn't just rescue, it was a system reveal. Cognitive scientist Donald Hoffman argues that our perceptions show us an interface hiding reality's true nature. The Ramchal taught this first. And what's the purpose of this concealment? To enable genuine choice. We can't be forced to see God, we have to choose to find him. At the sea, the interface flickered. For one moment, the entire nation saw the source code behind the game. Transcendence operating through nature. Havayah driving Elokim. That's the moment that belief became knowledge. Do you see how the pieces are coming together? Here is the convergence. Simulation theory gets one thing right. Reality has a designer, but it gets the purpose wrong. You're not trapped in someone else's code. You are a player that the designer needs in order to complete his mission. Every time you light Shabbos candles or put on tefillin, you're not merely collecting spiritual reward points. You're advancing the objective the entire game was built for. You don't hack the system by unplugging. You hack it by playing with a purpose. That glowing Hebrew code in the thumbnail, those are the letters that split the sea. The same letters sustaining every physical object. When you perform a mitzvah, you're not escaping the simulation, you are revealing the programmer. I used to think meaning had to come from somewhere outside of myself, that I needed a sign, a miracle, some dramatic proof that my actions mattered. Nachshon didn't wait for proof. He walked until the water hit his nose, and then the sea moved. Here's your challenge. This week, pick one mitzvah, not because you have to, but because you are choosing to play. Notice how it feels to act with intention instead of autopilot. Then comment below and tell me what shifted. Comments help the channel grow, but that's not why I'm asking. The Lubavitcher Rebbe taught Ha'maisu Ha'ikar. The action is the main thing. And the Rambam explains that transformation happens through doing, not just understanding. Not ready to comment? Just hit the like button or click share to send this video to someone who needs to hear this. That's still a move. And in this game, every move counts. The sea didn't split because of wind. The wind was the render. It split because Nachshon walked forward before he saw the path. Because 3 million people followed him into the impossible. That's the user manual. Trust first, then watch reality reorganize. Mashiach is not about when God finally proves that he exists. Mashiach will come when enough players complete enough missions that the interface becomes transparent. When nature and miracle merge into the unified system that they've always been. You are not trapped in a simulation. You are essential to its purpose. Now, play like it matters, because it does. To learn how to acquire trust like Nachshon demonstrated at the splitting of the sea, click here. And if you want to understand the deeper reasoning for suffering, click over here. If you'd like to dedicate or sponsor one of these classes, click on the link in the description. Thank you for partnering with me as we build this tranquil perspective together.